Next thing I've got, some Demaryius Thomas spoke at Dove Valley today for a few minutes. First time since signing his big contract. A lot of things going on, actually. His mother is actually going to be moving to a halfway house here in a couple weeks to start the process of reintegrating into society after being in prison for years and years. He said one interesting thing, and I don't know if this is really pandering, but he said, he always wanted to retire a Bronco, and he thinks that this deal is, or at least he says that this deal is going to get him there doing that. I mean, this is really only a 3-year guaranteed deal, and yes, it's like a 5-year deal, but the other 2, it's just who knows what's going to happen after that. But saying that he's really happy that he can finally be focused, and he had a really good week between the announcement of his mother and this. But again, the other big thing that he said is that he wants to set the NFL receiving yards record with the Broncos. Overall, he wants to set that record. Do you think he can do it?
Career or one season?
I believe it was career-wise.
Look, it's always great to have goals, and that's one hell of a goal.
Yes.
So, look, nobody ever questioned his work ethic.
No.
Ever.
Or his character.
Nobody ever questioned his physical conditioning. Ever. We questioned him mentally a little bit last year. He's a great receiver with a great quarterback throwing the ball to him. So is he going to stay in one place forever? That happens so rarely in football these days. I mean, all he has to do is look across the locker room and look at one of the greatest quarterbacks in history who's on his second team now, Peyton Manning. More power to him if he gets there.
I believe he could set the record if he had been with Peyton Manning from the beginning of Manning's career till now. I don't know that he's going to. We don't know whether. I mean, you can sit there and think that Brock Osweiler's going to be. I mean, you'd have to be. Marvin Harrison totaled all those yards because he played with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice totaled all his yards because he played with Joe Montana.
And
Troy Aikman was responsible for a lot of Michael Irvin's yards. So you are dependent on other people.
Depends who throws you the ball.
I just found it somewhat funny, and I talked to him a couple of times during all of this, and he's a very pleasant guy, and he never said he was going to be like Des Bryant and not show up or anything. He always said, "I'm going to play this year." He probably removed some of his leverage, but I don't see that ever happening because they're now switching to a more. I keep hearing, "Oh, it's going to be a majority run offense." No, it's not. It's going to be still passing more than it's going to be running.
Instead of throwing it 58% of the time, they'll probably throw it 55 to 56%.
You brought in the stats of when Kubiak didn't have a great quarterback, he was throwing the ball more often, even if they were losing team one of those years. I'm glad Demaryius is happy for him. I'm glad the Broncos are happy. I heard from the other day somebody, whenever you have a deal, if everybody walks away somewhat unhappy,
it's a fair deal.
I said that yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I said someone. I didn't remember who it was.
You could read my quotes in Barton's.